Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back, and I wanted to talk about marriage and medicine. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and get into it. So, this episode was okay. So far, I'm not gonna lie. Marriage and medicine is it's floating. It's floating, right? I still stand by what I have always said that Married to Medicine is probably the best and most consistent show um, that we have on Bravo, a reality TV period. If we're gonna be honest about it, but anyways, so the episode picks up where it left off. The melee between Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Contessa. Um, You have Jackie, Dr. Jackie, acting like a distraught white rich woman. Be quiet. Be quiet. Stop talking. Stop talking. Oh, she was over it, baby. Um, you have Dr. Hemley, in the back of the golf cart. Jackie don't do this. Jackie don't do this. I'm sorry. Anyways, girl, let's just talk. Toya, Contessa, Dr. Contessa, and Sweet Tea, they're in the room. And Toya says that they're talking about the fight that just happened. And Toya basically says that she was talking about Dr. Heavenly. She didn't have a relationship when her mom passed away, and she doesn't have one with her sister, and she can barely keep one with her friends. And and I think we've talked about this before. And I just have to listen. I go up for Dr. Heavenly. I'm Team Heavenly to the day I die. But girl, we have to just call it for what it is. A part of me does believe that when it comes to Dr. Heavenly and her upbringing, from what I do remember, correct me if I'm wrong, she didn't have the best relationship with her mother, and her sister, the relationship is kind of non-existent, right? To the point where she's even acknowledged these things, that her sister reminds her of Mariah. I think that's part of the reason why she doesn't really see it for Mariah, because her sister Mariah reminds her of her sister, who she doesn't really have a close relationship with. I think that with her not really having a close relationship with the people in her immediate family, like, her mother, her sister, I, I don't know if Heavenly sees the value in a lot of relationships. I do think Heavenly is one of those people that when she loves you hard. And if you hurt her feelings, her way of responding is to basically like slice you at the throat, right? I think the only people that Heavenly really care about is her family, like her husband, her kids, Dr. Jackie, right? I think everybody else, it's a question mark by it. And then when you add in the show, I think that Dr. Heavenly, who already had the house, the money before the show, I think the show has helped out these women. Don't get it twisted. I definitely think that it is a benefit to them. And I think they'll probably even say that. But I think that Dr. Heavenly loves this show. And I think that, girl, come hook or come crook, if I have to throw somebody under the bus in order to make the show work, then girl, I'm gonna just throw you under the bus. So not only do I believe that it's the show that plays a part in Heavily not being able to maintain healthy relationships, I also think it's probably her upbringing, right? And when you don't have a good relationship, a close relationship with certain people in your life, I can see how that can play in your relationships, even in adulthood. I just do. I ain't no therapist, girl. I'm just a messy. I'm just one of the messy girls down to YouTube who just run my mouth, right? It's not an excuse for Dr. Heavenly, right? Because at the end of the day, she's still a grown woman and she needs to be held accountable for the things that come out of her mouth. But I can see, again, Toya basically saying, girl, when you kind of look at the bigger picture, girl, this is the reason why she acts the way that she acts. again, it doesn't take away from Dr. Heavenly or anyone having to, accept accountability for the things that you do and how you treat the people who you say you want to be in relationship with. Um, Toya says that mouth just slices. Did y'all see that $400 jacket that Dr. Jackie had in her hand? That denim jacket. Jackie, I be clocking some of the smallest stuff. As soon as I saw that tag in that jacket, I can't pronounce the name. It's like La Agency or something like that. I know that denim jacket had to cost at least $400. Okay. Anyways, um, girl, they're still hungry. Girl, so Quad is like, I'm hungry, and I think Phaedra, Quad, was it Phaedra, Quad, it's Dr. Simone. They all stayed back and they were eating. Dr. Jackie, Dr. Heavenly eventually came back. So this is the thing. They start to talk. Jackie basically says, "Girl, let's just put this out on the table." Because at this point, girl, I'm kind of over it too as a viewer. Like, girl, at this point, girl, I don't want to hear nothing else about Simone. I don't want to hear nothing else about what happened in New York. I don't want to hear anything else about Napa. But I also think that they're playing in Quad's face too. You know what I'm saying? So Quad asked Dr. Jackie, "Did you say what you said just to pacify me, basically, just to basically shut me up?" When the whole like, I listen, girl, y'all know I live for Dr. Jackie. I do, girl, but Dr. Jackie, I believe, is one of those people who has a hard time at accepting accountability, saying that she's wrong. Um, I still, Dr. Jackie is standing on big business though, when she basically told her, "Listen, I'm sorry, and when I said I was giving you a blank check, it's for you to fill in basically all the things I've done to you, girl." I still don't understand that, girl. Like, I understand. No, I mean, I understand it. But what I'm saying is, girl, like, can you imagine someone basically saying that they feel as though you've done them wrong, and your response to them telling you that I feel like you've done me wrong is to say, "Well, listen, girl, this is a I'm sorry, and you feel in whatever I've done to you." Like, girl, what? So if you feel like I ran over your dog, girl, I'm sorry for that. If you feel like I stole your last $20, girl, I'm sorry for that. Girl, if you feel like I slept with your man, girl, I'm sorry for that. Girl, if you feel like, girl, I took your job, I'm sorry for that. Girl, if you feel like that's what I feel like Dr. Jackie is basically saying in a way. Whatever you feel like I need to be sorry for, then girl, this is I'm sorry, and then you just fill in the blank. What? Isn't that what Dr. Jackie is saying? And it like that's how I'm taking it. Y'all explain to me if that's not what Dr. Jackie is saying, because that's what it sounds like she's saying to me. Girl, at that point, I don't even how I feel. I don't like when people apologize on these shows, just in real life, period. But especially on these shows, because what happens is when you force someone to apologize to you, they really don't mean it, right? When they force these ladies and these men in these groups to apologize, it's not gonna mean anything, because I can almost guarantee you we see it happen time and time and time again. They're gonna get into another argument, the thing that they apologized about or for, they're going to say it again, and then people are going to be like, "Well, you apologize." Well, y'all force them to apologize about stuff they're not apologetic about. And so now here we are again, back at the beginning. If people are going to apologize, just let them apologize, because they really mean it. Anyways, Quad, this is the thing, girl. Y'all know Quad is, girl, dramatic, girl, girl, over the top. We already know what Quad gives. Quad has been dramatic, girl, since we met her on Married to Medicine. Quad starts to cry. I do think it's easy for people to dismiss someone like Quad when she is being vulnerable, when she is showing this side. because Quad is so dramatic. So I think that some people would look at Quad like, oh, girl, like here she go, like girl, here she go trying to put on the show. I get it, but I do feel like Quad was really hurt. I really do. I really do. But when Dr. Simone, baby, when Heavenly walked around and she said, Quad, I'm so sorry. And Dr. Simone looked up. She looked up like, girl, here we go again. Girl, Quad, girl putting on the show. But again, I think one thing I will give the girls on Married to Medicine, even Potomac, is that girl, they stick to the script. At least Dr. Simone is. Girl, y'all all know y'all did that girl wrong. Even people who don't even necessarily like Quad, not even just dislike Quad. Hell, even my sister, she's not like a Quad stan, a Quad fan. Like her whole thing is Quad. If Quad is there, she's there. If she's not, she's not. Even she had to say, "Girl," like they really did Quad wrong. Like I saw so many people last season saying that they did Quad dirty. Even people who can't stand Quad were still saying they did the girl dirty. So for them to like come back this season, I think that's why Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Jackie are like, girl, yeah, we just want to apologize. It was a mess. And Dr. Simone is sticking to the script because we all came together and said we were going to do X, Y, and Z. Now we did it. Now y'all want to backtrack. You know what I'm saying? Now y'all want to, backtrack. Like, no. And Dr. Simone is standing in it. But it's kind of like Dr. Simone is still wrong. Like, you're wrong. Like y'all did the girl dirty, and now y'all are trying to play in her face in a way as if what happened didn't happen. And then you have the nerve to even, like last episode, try and tell her what she's feeling wasn't right. Now, listen, feelings are not facts, but you can also dismiss someone's feelings because how they feel is how they feel. You see what I'm saying? You can listen to how someone feels and then and still give what you how you feel. Well, this is what I think. This is how I feel. But to kind of dismiss what happened or what she feels happened when in reality, in my honest opinion, in this situation, girl, anyways, so Simone apologizes, especially for Simone says that girl, it's kind of like a merry-go-round with you. Like, I'm thinking we good. And then Quad says, well, girl, the reason why it kind of went back downhill is because of the stuff that happened in New York. I don't feel like getting into that again. We already know what happened in New York at the reunion. Um, Simone does apologize. I will give Simone this. Simone has been saying, probably even since episode 1, that especially for the New York stuff that happened, the stuff that she said, she has been apologetic about that. So the stuff in Napa, Simone said, I'm standing in it. I ain't changing. Okay. Um, Later on, I'll just wrap up Simone and Quad. Quad does say that she is good with her and Simone left, and she wants to move forward. I pray to God that girl, we don't hear anything else about Napa, as long as they don't try to play in that girl's face. But at this point, girl, Napa needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? The incident that happened in New York needs to be done because if we keep talking about it, it's kind of like, girl, let it go. I hope everybody lets it go. That's why I think it was kind of important too for Tori to be there. Anyways, girl doesn't even. I hope they just let it go. Faith. Phaedra probably has done the most talking this episode than she's done the entire season. Phaedra does most of her talking in the confessional. Have y'all noticed that? Phaedra really doesn't say too much in the group. This episode, this was probably the most she's ever talked. Why is Phaedra on the show? I don't know. But y'all, some of y'all agree with Phaedra that she revived the show. Girl. Phaedra needs to go Sweet Tea. I really like. I don't have an issue with Sweet Tea. I don't. I just don't think Sweet Tea fits in with the group. Even when even later in the episode, they went out to eat. I think this was the night before they were about to leave. They all pretty much agreed to kind of just like, girl, we're not really gonna go down the road again. Just like end on a high note. That was a consensus. And then here you go with Sweet Tea still trying to get the shit popping at the table. And they're all like, Sweet Tea, no. She's trying to start some stuff with Heavenly. Like, Sweet Tea, no, girl, let it go. Let it go. Like, no, we're not doing that tonight. Like, let it go. And that's the thing, like, I think there's this thing with reality TV where they feel like anytime we get together as a group, there has to be some mess. Like, y'all do know it's okay to go out at least one time as a friend group and just have a good time. There's going to be plenty of other moments on the show where you have to go to dinner. We see y'all go to dinner at least, girl, 15 times. So to go out at least once or twice during a season and have a good time, I don't think that's a problem. But for some reason, the girls feel like anytime there's a group scene, like somebody in the group feels like, okay, girl, it's time to get some shit popping. And I feel like they all do it across the board. Instead of just saying, okay, let's just go have dinner tonight, have a good time. We're not gonna bring up no mess. And then maybe, girl, the next dinner, girl, we can get the shit popping. But Sweet Tea is trying to get the stuff going. They're all basically telling her, Sweet Tea, girl, let it go, let it go, let it go. Heavenly is telling her, baby, girl, let it go. I'm not trying to do this tonight. I'm tired. Let it go. But Sweet Tea is still, it's like, I don't know. I just don't think Sweet Tea is a good fit for this show. I just don't. I don't think I just because Sweet Tea is actually married to a doctor, that does not translate to being a good reality TV star. It just doesn't. And Sweet Tea has said out of her own mouth plenty of times that, girl, even last season, girl, how many times has Sweet Tea basically let it be known that, girl, I don't like these girls, or not necessarily dislike the girls, but she doesn't. This is not the group for her? I don't know. I think Phaedra and Sweet Tea can go. Honestly, they need to bring Mariah back. That's what they need. That's what they need. That's what they need to bring back. Anyways, um, oh, Simone, Phaedra. Did y'all see Phaedra making faces when Quad was crying? I thought that was a little. I thought that was like, ooh, girl. Like even though Simone looked up like, girl, here we go. I think at some point you still kind of have to. Like if you say if like it's one thing for you to think that your friend is just being dramatic, but at some point you still have to kind of show some type of was it empathy, sympathy, both of them. You know, like girl, this is my friend, and for Phaedra to kind of be in the back like, girl, but that's y'all girl though. The next day, Quad is on her phone with her boyfriend. Girl, Quad is hilarious. When I tell you, Quad talks to the point where even she had to say, "God damn, I need to take a breather." Girl, yes, okay. They're planning the second Med Gala. I think the theme is going to be Mother Nature, Enchanted Garden, something like that. Girl, we're just gonna go ahead and get this out of the way. The very last part of the episode, um, Phaedra goes over to Dr. Jackie's house. I want to say Dr. Jackie's house is nice. Dr. Jackie has the best house on the cast. Um, but anyways, Dr. Jackie believes that the um, what is it called? I can't think of the word. Like the goal for the fundraiser should be because this time they're donating the money to like women and mortality or something like that. But the goal for the charity is going to be she wants to make it $25,000. Phaedra says it should be 100,000. Now let me just say this: yeah, but I ain't got no money. Hello, but and I do understand that people who donate to charities they have a limited amount that they donate throughout the year, and then once that's their budget, right? Um, so you might have someone who says, I'm going to donate to breast cancer, LGBTQ, um, you know, I don't know, Black Students of America. I'm just making up some stuff. And then once I donate to those organizations, girl, like I'm done. Like, girl, I don't have unlimited funds like that. You know what I'm saying? So I get it to a certain degree that some people already have organizations that they donate to. And once I've done my philanthropy, then girl, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? But I also feel like, girl, $25,000 is not a lot of money for this group. $100,000 I feel like is a reasonable amount based off people probably already donating to other organizations. I don't know how it would be hard with these women being multimillionaires or millionaires, and then with the people that they know. It's kind of like how I feel about Potomac. Stop inviting regular schmegular people who ain't got no money to y'all shit when the goal is to raise money. Invite the girls who pockets are a little bit deeper than, someone like me. Because I can only give you a couple of dollars to get that 100,000. I can give you I can give you about 150. Push it, we can push 200. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Do you take credit? Okay. You know what I'm saying? Then we can go up a little bit higher if you take credit. I just pay it off. But you know what I'm saying? Like, girl, y'all need to invite people who pockets run a little bit deeper when you're trying to do charity work and raise money. Because I don't see how it would still be that difficult based off of the circles that y'all run. And the way that the girls act in Atlanta like they got it, it really shouldn't be a problem. I think the goal definitely should be 100,000, and I think it should be easy to reach. Again, if you invite the right people, and not just seat fillers, not people just the punks who want to be on TV in Atlanta. Oh, they shooting American Medicine Girl. Let me put some clothes on and go, girl. Are you gonna donate? You know what I'm saying? This ain't just this is one thing when you just throwing a party like Dr. Simone. When Dr. Simone threw the party for Whitnick, what was it? Whitnick, the Freaknik party. That's one thing, girl. Just show up, you have a good time, free drinks, free out, honey, you go home. But girl, we're trying to actually raise money. Girl, who can we invite? Who's who of Atlanta? The doctors that Dr. Jackie. All these doctors who you're well connected to, these people you're well connected to, girl, you can raise $100,000. Anyways, so they talk about Heavenly's go-to being Yo Mama. This is the thing. I do understand what Dr. Heavenly was saying in the confessional, that when she says Yo Mama, it's not literally like Yo Mama. It's just like, it's childish, it's immature, it's juvenile. She needs to grow up and stop saying it. But I do understand when she says, when I say Yo Mama, I'm not literally saying like Yo Mama. It's just like Yo Mama. It's hard. Like, I get it, but it's still like Heavenly has to take some accountability, because when you say your mama to somebody who was your friend and their mama dead, that's kind of like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl. But then it's also, Contessa, are you really worked up to the point where you got girl about to move furniture around because somebody said your mama? I don't know. I put Contessa is gorgeous. I was looking at Contessa. Contessa is gorgeous. Contessa is absolutely gorgeous. When she was sitting in the room talking to Phaedra with the little puffy wig on, I was looking at Contessa's face. We've all said that Contessa got face, but I was like, Contessa really is a gorgeous woman, like gorgeous. Girl. The men, Cecil, Scott, and Dr. G. They go out. What is it called? Four wheelers, four wheeling. Anyways, they go out there. Girl, they out playing in the dirt, girl. Um, Dr. Damon goes over to um, what's his name? Dr. Eugene's home. I ain't gonna lie, I thought it was kind of funny when Dr. Damon got at the car. Hey, I spot some of the like trivial shit, girl. When Dr. Damon got at that car and locked his door. I just thought it was funny, because I was like, "Girl, Toya live in a neighborhood with multi-million-dollar homes, and girl, that don't mean nothing, because you don't know, girl. Just because you live in a good neighborhood don't mean that, girl, the people that live in the neighborhood ain't trifling, okay?" But I just thought it was funny that when he got out the car, being that Toya lives in a pretty decent neighborhood, girl, he still was like, "Let me lock my door." Let me lock my doors, because I don't know. None of these people come out, baby. Their whole car be sitting on bricks, baby, or either gone. Anyways, um, I think that Sweet Tea. I think that Sweet Tea is going to get a pass for the things that she said, because it's Dr. Heavenly. And so I think this is what's going to happen. People are going to dismiss that Sweet Tea actually talked about Heavenly's dead mother. People are not going to care because they're going to look at the things that Heavenly has said over the years. You see what I'm saying? I think that Sweet Tea needs to take accountability for the shit that she says too. However, I do believe in this scenario that Heavenly is wrong for what she called Dr. G. I don't understand why the men feel that Dr. G should kind of be the bigger person and go talk to Damon. This whole like I'm not gonna lie, I do understand why in some scenarios men and women should not talk. Because when you got a person like Dr. Heavenly who mouth girl goes to the flow, I can see how things can escalate. However, I just don't. Dr. G ain't did nothing to Dr. Heavenly. Dr. G ain't did nothing to Dr. Damon. Dr. G was used in a fight with his wife, Sweet Tea. I think Heavenly took it too far. I think I remember when Heavenly called Dr. G a Pedialyte, a pedophile. Hello. I think that's a part of the reason why Heavenly said she couldn't do YouTube no more because I think y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I think Dr. Heavenly said I think that Dr. G called Dr. Damon and told him about it, and I think in response, I think Dr. Damon said something about the YouTube channel. I could be wrong. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, I don't think that Dr. G should have to approach Dr. Damon, especially where y'all claim that the men can't talk to the women. Really and truly, if we're gonna be honest about it, it really should just be a conversation between Dr. Heavenly and Dr. G, and Dr. Heavenly should be apologizing to Dr. G because that was too low. Girl, even and now I don't mind a girl going to hell in an argument, but girl, you really said some stuff, and I get it because Dr. Heavenly felt upset because Sweet Tea came for her profession. So in response, in Dr. Heavenly's head, I can't come out to Sweet Tea profession because she really ain't got shit going on. So the next best thing, since you came from me and my dentistry, girl, I'm gonna come for your husband and what he do. That's why Heavenly did what she did. But I still feel like girl, it was a little too far. And I don't like the fact that Dr. Damon is kind of, in a way, dismissing it because I feel like Dr. Damon knows exactly what Dr. Heavenly said, and I'm gonna stand on it. If somebody called Dr. Damon what Heavenly called Dr. G, baby, we all better duck for cover because Heavenly about to scorch this motherfucking earth. Do you hear me, girl? Y'all can't even necessarily say that Dr. Damon is a cheater without Heavenly and Dr. Damon ready to tear your heads off. Can you imagine if somebody called Dr. Damon what Dr. Heavenly called Dr. G? Can you imagine Heavenly's response? You know what I'm saying? And just like someone pointed out, one of my friends pointed out, you know it's bad when Bravo doesn't even want to show what Dr. Heavenly said to Dr. G. Because whenever they show the tweet or the comment that Dr. Heavenly left, they blur out the word. That's how you know it's bad. Because they don't even want to show the word. Dr. Heavenly should apologize to Dr. G, point blank, period. Again, I know the girls go they go blow for blow, but at some point it's kind of like, girl, you really kind of took it there. I think also Sweet Tea, girl, let me shut up. Just apologize, Dr. Heavenly, girl. You just need to apologize to Dr. G. You really do. Dr. Scott, But I also, the Dr. G and Dr. Damon need to talk. That's the thing, y'all. This whole man of the man and woman can't talk. Girl, I don't even care. Girl, just apologize and don't say this shit no more. Dr. Scott and Dr. Contessa. Girl. Dr. Heavenly said that she thinks that Scott is abusive. I'm not gonna let Dr. Scott or Dr. Contessa play in my face, girl, because of the fact of the matter is, y'all put y'all business out there. Fine, it's reality TV, but don't come back trying to act like what we saw is not what we saw. I'm not saying that Dr. Scott is abusive, but what I'm saying is don't try to come back and act like y'all and put all y'all business out there on Front Street. And now this is where I have to defend Dr. Heavenly. Dr. Heavenly did not come down to YouTube and say anything that we were not already privy to. Where Dr. Heavenly messed up is if Contessa is her friend, it doesn't matter if it was already on the show. She had no business coming down to YouTube, girl, giving more commentary on the situation. It's just like if I had a friend on a reality show and then I came down to YouTube and was like, well, girl, is he abusive? Yeah. Girl, and I'm talking shit about my who's supposed to be my friend. Yes, we all saw it on TV. We saw what your husband did. We saw what you did. We saw the arguments, the disagreements. We saw what happened. But that doesn't make it right. That's where Heavenly needs to take ownership of that. Yes, I don't believe Heavenly told, because Dr. Contessa is trying to pull what Dr. Simone pulled. Oh, you went down to YouTube telling my business. No, she really didn't. Dr. Heavenly ain't said nothing that we didn't already know. She talked about what happened on the show. Now, if you want to get mad that that's supposed to be your friend and she's down to the World Wide Web, you know what I'm saying, talking about your marriage, then that's one thing, right? But to act like she was down here telling something that we didn't know, that's a bold-faced lie. And to kind of come back to the show and act like Dr. Scott and Dr. Contessa were not on TV doing it, what they were doing and saying what they were saying, girl, it's absolutely crazy to me. Girl, it's crazy to me that Dr. Contessa is even playing this game with the viewers. Anyways, she says that Dr. Heavenly said, F your mama, F that B. Now, of course, we don't get to hear everything. Maybe I could see Dr. Heavenly saying that honestly, but they didn't show it. But she said that's what she said. Again, they didn't show Dr. Heavenly saying it, but of course, they don't show a lot of stuff. And that was pretty much it, girl. That was an episode. And then it ended with Dr. Jackie and Phaedra talking about the gala. All right, y'all. It was a cute episode. It is what it is. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. Dr. Heavenly needs to apologize to Dr. G. I wish that Dr. G just said what it was and stopped beating around. A part of me does wish that Dr. G just said what it was. Your wife called me a pedophile on the World Wide Web. That's why I'm pissed off. Stop acting like you don't understand why I'm upset. You got pissed off all because I wouldn't come run to your defense about whether or not you could be a cheater. But you don't understand why I'm upset that your wife called me a pedophile on the World Wide Web. Like I just want people to talk plain. You know what I'm saying? Like stop beating around the bush. Stop trying to talk in code. Say what it is. My feelings are hurt because your wife did X, Y, and Z. And you should understand because you got pissed off because I wouldn't say something about you not cheating or whatever. I don't know you like something or whatever. You know, I can't remember what the exact words. Just talk plain. Girl, talk plain to me. Girl, just say it. It's like nobody wants to say it on the show. Maybe they are saying it and they're just not showing it. But it's like, stop talking in code and say what it is, Dr. G. Because I would have said it the first time. I'm pissed off because your wife called me. And then you pull a Candace Dilla Bassett and don't take none of my shit out. Say exactly what I said she said, because she said it. Shit. Anyways, girl, I'm gone. I'll talk to y'all later. I gotta go pick up a package. Bye, y'all.